Shadows of moonlight, these two remain. In the depths of night, they find love's eternal flame. Though they lie side by side, their hearts are torn apart. A rogue vampire's love for an elder's heart. Oh my God, vampire of the night, Nessa's arms are your guiding light. With every thorn a rose of love is born in the seal of vampire's love and scorn. Remember the night, the radio songs, they dance in darkness where they belong. Love is a game, easy come, easy go. But their love is deeper, they can never know. Oh my God, vampire of the night, Nessa's songs are your guiding light. With every thorn a rose of love is born in this tale of vampires, love and scorn. Years have passed, the pain remains. A wound that's healed, believes it stains. She could have saved the love that fateful night if she found the words to make it right. Oh my God, vampire of the night, Nessa's arms are your guiding light. With every thorn a rose of love is born in this tale of vampires, love and scorn. Love is was and is forevermore, choosing power and money over the one she adored. The fate of their love is a thorn in her life. Her betrayal fell deeply, it cut like a knife. Oh my God, vampire of the night, Nessa's arms are your guiding light. With every thorn a rose of love is born in this tale of vampires, love and scorn.
Oh, hey, hi, hello, welcome on in. It is another wonderful episode of Indy by Night, the Vampire Chronicle, as we sort of wrap up this mini chronicle and see where this wonderful tale takes us. We're going to go around the room, introduce who we're going to be playing this evening. We'll do a minor recap before hopping right on in to the tomfoolery that this coterie definitely doesn't ever do. And we'll start with the most tomfoolery of them all, Hannah.
Wow, I don't agree with that. But hello, I'm Hannah and I'm playing Eva Hill. And she does not get anybody into trouble ever or causes trouble.
please see episode 95 of Indy by Night Chronicle Season 1 for all of the truth to come out.
That seems revisionist at best.
He was a baby then.
This was a year ago.
You grow a lot in a year, okay?
We've learned a lot.
Yeah,
for sure. Next up, we have Warren.
Hi, I'm Warren. I'll be playing Carter. I'm currently trying to figure out what the word for mini chronicle would be, which is a very Carter problem to have.
Monochrome.
Yeah, I mean, there's, I don't know, like vampire post-it. I'll workshop it. I'm not sure. Oh, and also,
Vampire text.
Eva was not king of tomfoolery by any close to stretch.
Of active cast members here at this table currently, I think is the most accurate stretch.
I'm sitting right here.
I object.
Claudius has not done a lot of tomfoolery. Just because the voice and that player does tomfoolery, Claudius has not.
Yeah, I'm sitting right here.
French to say that Claudius has done anything else.
I feel like Carter's grabbing a dictionary to talk about the definition of tomfoolery right now. So
Right. Wow.
Well, you know what, Ian? Since you're here not doing mic checks,
hi.
welcome on in.
Yeah, I'm not doing mic checks. I don't gotta undeafen myself at the right time and make a big deal about it. But apparently, I will suffer character erasure from the previous Chronicle. I would like to submit as evidence anything Michael did, thinking that they were helping. Also, anything Claudius is, and can we talk about the kindred turned cryptid?
Which one of your characters? Sorry, I'm
Yeah,
confused.
exactly. Tomfoolery Crown is mine. Shut up.
The one that is now known exclusively as La Cucaracha.
I figured it was Beware the Cricket Man. But anyway, hi, my name's Ian. I have a handful of characters that could or could not show up this evening, so I don't know which name to give.
At least
Claudius. We'll go with Claudius.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Claudius B. Wellington, Esquire. I decided that he's an Esquire now.
Very Claudius of you to do. Adding titles like you add capes.
You only need one cape, duh.
Next up, we have Rob.
Hi, I'm Rob. I'm going to be playing Isaiah tonight.
What a nice intro. Thank you, Rob. Appreciate you for all that you do. As a recap on this evening, the group, as they do typically, decided the best thing to do was once again split the coterie. As Isaiah and Claudius head to Terre Haute to meet with a certain Toreador by the name of Derek Brink. As the conversation went, Derek said he did have a prior meeting, a purchase of some property that needed to be taking place, but to give Eva his card, and he would be more than happy to discuss a possible removal of a very threatening Baron Anson. From their position. But to remind Eva that Derek has helped them, in his eyes, tremendously by taking some heat off of them once a masquerade was broken. After you guys were able to go ahead and head back, you guys began to sort of set up exactly what the rest of you guys were going to do between Eva, Carter, and Dimitri. There was some conversation between Eva and Dimitri on some possible new business being set up in Eva's territory or allowing some possible growth to happen, but not without a clause, if you will, that Dimitri would help step in if a certain Lasombra stepped out of line. And this is sort of where we're picking up after the meet. Isaiah did shoot Eva a text and give some information that Derek was able to play ball and has a number. And Eva sent a message to Derek. And Derek responded that he was happy to meet in about 1 hour. And that, my friends, is where we are picking up this evening. Same night, so no willpower reset. I don't think anyone took any sort of superficial or aggravated damage going into last week, besides maybe an old prince of Indianapolis. But other than that, I think we're all squared away. What would you guys like to do now?
I'm forgetting Dimitri, Carter, and Eva went somewhere, but where did we go to?
So we all met at the bar.
Right.
Mhm.
And then we split. But I'm not remembering like where we headed off to. Were we just following them?
I think you guys were just driving around because you guys were also, I think, trying to get maybe Dimitri something to eat. I think he needed a
Right.
place to.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
Dimitri was like, "Hop in. I'll show you," because I wanted to talk to Giovanni about getting some space, and he was like, "Don't be ridiculous. I got a place."
Yeah.
Except it was more Russian than that.
It was more Dimitri.
Don't be ridiculous, bro. I got a place.
Thank you.
Yes, as you guys do end up pulling up to a little bit of a larger house, but definitely some security on the outside as you guys walk in, as it looks like it is a very nice parlor on the inside. That has a couple of different levels and sanctums to it. Eva, something of this design does sort of bring some memories back of Boston. As the bar that you guys sort of took away, as a cut off some resources from your target, functions sort of similarly, where you can get more and more into the bar, and more becomes available to you based off status. Something a little bit of that rings true as you sort of walk in. But you can definitely see people are walking around with open just glasses of some very thick crimson.
So Carter, is this what you were looking for? This type of place? I'm gonna look at Carter and Dimitri.
Carter doesn't want to be rude to Dimitri. Yeah, this place looks great. The last time we had a club, it lasted for, was it opening night? Was it 2 nights? How many nights did we get out of the last place?
Like 2.
We definitely got 2. 3 if you count the opening party before.
I think that counts.
Still counts.
Like, I also don't see any books.
Yeah, I kind of was expecting like this, but like a library setting in a way. I don't know why.
Do you know
Not
me?
for you, for Carter. You know him. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Get the extra stash out as they see someone like opens up like a transplant box and just hands out a couple of blood bags.
Nice. I will definitely not be rude, and I will take a blood bag, even though I don't think I'm actually hungry.
I think you're sitting at 1 hunger, so I mean, you're hungry, but not something a blood bag's gonna fix for you.
Right. And if I'm not mistaken, I have a couple blood bags on ice.
You do indeed. The ice is beginning to melt, but you got at least a couple of icy chunks in water.
I'm sure we'll get some fresh ice. We're here.
Yeah, that's fair. Roll
But yeah,
for
no,
a
this
searching
is great.
brain.
This is great, Dimitri.
I figure we can at least sit down and lay low for a bit while we wait.
Definitely.
Eva, the location that was sent to you, which was the baseball diamond downtown as a meeting location, um, is probably about 5-10 minutes away from where you guys are at currently.
Okay. I'll keep that in the back of my mind. Dimitri,
Is that
do
the
they have
location that I sent over?
Yes. No. So she actually sent over a text message as well to Dimitri, or not Dimitri, to Derek.
Derek?
Excuse me.
Yeah. Because I think you had sent me a text of Derek's info, and then I texted Derek. I think is what happened.
Yeah. Oh, also, I
Um,
did not forget, Isaiah. You do have exactly all the knowledge you would ever need to tear down Derek's compound, if you ever so choose.
Dimitri, do they serve more than just drinks in a glass? If you catch my drift.
Uh, yes. We have all sorts of preferences available. Why? Do you need something?
I think it would be beneficial before, we go and meet this Derek guy.
Of course. Do you still prefer them when they are counting Z's?
Yes.
Please follow me. And you head into like a different portion where all the lights are off. It has a sort of a low, uh, even like dimmer lights than like a nightlight would be, that sort of just lights up but barely. And you see there's multiple individuals who are just passed out sleeping. And you definitely do see there are some that are currently being fed on as you sort of walk in.
Okay. I'll just choose a random one.
Okay. My question is, Eva, how hungry are you currently, and how hungry do you want to be afterwards?
I'm at 3. I would like to be at a 1.
Okay. I just need to double check. It's been a bit. I don't think 3 sparks any sort of hunger frenzy. I think it is a solid 4 that does that, but I want to confirm.
I could make her hungrier if you want.
I mean, that's up to Carter.
Rude.
Seems like
If I was a tomfoolery type person, perhaps I would.
You're not one, you know.
Oh, that's true.
No, it's all 4 hunger. You're fine. And with just dropping 2 hunger, you're able to feed without causing any damage to the individuals. Do you close the wounds on your prey?
Yeah.
Okay. You are down to 1 hunger. Congratulations.
Hopefully, it will save some problems later on. I doubt it.
Knowing your dice, probably not.
I would. Did we go down or just to another room on the same level?
On the same level, just to a different room.
Okay, I'll just go back to like the main area.
Okay.
And look for Carter.
Yeah, Carter. While this is taking place, is there anything you would like to do as you're sort of enjoying a juice box?
Do enjoy my juice boxes. I'm thinking. I don't really know anybody else here in Indy, right? I don't really have contact network.
Yeah, I mean, you have the same contacts that were available to you. Whether or not they're still in Indy is a different story.
Yeah. And I don't want to spread that I'm here too broadly, right? So no, I think I'm gonna just kind of chill. I will probably talk to Dimitri about getting Giovanni's contact because I do still think that Carter would want his own. See if he could get a little slice of territory. Just a safe place to sleep when he's in Indy, basically.
Yeah. Dimitri will not give you that information, but is happy to set up a meeting between you and Giovanni on your behalf for you if you would like.
Yeah, I would appreciate that, Dimitri. I would owe you one.
Good. And at this point, Dimitri will step away and pull out his phone before making a phone call. As Eva, you see Carter finish up with a conversation with Dimitri, and Dimitri begin to walk off.
He didn't get a phone call. He's making a phone call.
Correct.
How far away did Dimitri go?
They're still in the same like lobby area, just on the other side of this lobby, sort of in a private corner.
Okay. I'll go by Carter. All right. Well, we should probably head out soon. Are you good to go, or do you need more?
No, I'm at your disposal.
All right. Do you know what Dimitri's doing?
Oh yeah, he's just making a call for me.
Oh, okay.
I think out of character. I think I had that conversation with Eva last time about being interested in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's not really a secret.
Not a secret.
No, that part's not a secret.
Other
No
things.
secrets.
I think.
I mean, I'm a kindred. Of course, I have to have secrets,
Legally, you have to. Comes with the fangs.
especially as a Tremere. Come on.
Yeah, true. Especially one of the pyramid.
Tremere plays a nice guy.
Allegedly.
No, just I think Giovanni owes me one, and I, given how things have gone here before, I want to make sure that there's a safe place to fall back to in case another club, falls down around our ears.
Yeah, it totally makes sense. Hopefully, he can help you get something.
But yeah, we should go. That's good. That Claudius guy seems interesting.
Yeah, that's an understatement. But they're pretty helpful when they want to be. Of course, something has to be in it for them. So, but that's kind of to be expected for anybody around here.
It's fair.
You know, thinking back, we probably should have negotiated a little bit more for ourselves as a new coterie than what we did. Maybe we wouldn't have gotten into the, things that we did.
Well, things went sideways pretty fast.
Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, not unfortunately, but unfortunately. This
It
is a
sort of
much
worked
better
out.
life, in my opinion.
Yeah, I get it. We were always under a thumb, and always apologizing for something and trying to do some bullshit for some dumbasses.
Yeah, that's a really nice way of saying that. Yep, you are correct. I'm gonna walk towards Dimitri and kind of see if he's gonna be dead soon.
As you sort of begin to walk up, Dimitri puts up a finger and just sort of waves you off, and he seems not to be super enjoying the conversation.
And be like, "We gotta go."
So
Giving
you
him.
cover it up. Go, I'll catch up. Go.
Are there any other kindred around where I'm standing?
There's two others.
Do I happen to recognize them at all?
No.
Well, then I'm talking to myself when I say, "Oh, waving off the Baron. That's ballsy."
Eva, you would know that you are technically outside of your territory currently. This is on the outside of 465, as you have everything on the inside of it.
Well, Dimitri's the one that drove, so I guess we're just. Did you say it was a 5-10 minute drive?
Somewhere around there, yeah. It's not that far.
Let's just walk. All right. I'll go back to Carter. Okay. Well, Dimitri's kind of taking a long time, and he waved me off, so I think I gotta meet up with this guy, but he drove, so I'm just gonna start walking.
Sure.
Eva, something hits the back of your head as you are in the middle of talking with Carter. Something very light, but something hits you in the back of the head.
I'll turn around.
You see a pair of keys sitting on the floor.
Pick him up.
And Dimitri just gives you a big thumbs up with a huge smile on his face.
I'm gonna be so annoying. Okay, let's go. I would text Dimitri where we were going now. Just a heads up.
Yeah, looks mid phone call. And his sort of demeanor sort of changed. Still has a smile on his face, but he's not super grinny and stuff, and just gives you a thumbs up.
Okay. All right. Well then, I'll head out. Carter, are you riding with me?
Well, absolutely.
Okay.
You want me to drive, or you got it?
Preferably you if you're a good driver. If not, I can make it up as I go.
Carter's bad driving is a matter of Chronicle record.
Yikes. Also, same with Eva's, but we also have.
Yeah. I have never managed to blood bond myself while driving. That's
Allegedly. That's all alleged that happened. The Kindred never saw it through the next 45 minutes, okay? Did the blood bond even still last?
From experience, if it only lasts 45 minutes, it's not really a blood bond. It's more like a weird shared trip.
You're not wrong. Yeah, I'm sure that's probably not a completely interesting conversation that Carter and Ashley have. when discussing Eva or anything like that. But yeah, you guys are being head towards the Indian Stadium. You guys go ahead and cross underneath the interstate and cross into territory. And Eva, it's like a breath of fresh air as you are now in your territory.
I'm going. Where exactly are we at the stadium? Like
So
the-
you guys are in the process of driving there, just to see if there's anything you guys would like to prepare before walking into definitely not an ambush setup.
Okay. As we were going, I would text Isaiah that we were on our way to meet up. I'm not gonna say Derek. I'm just gonna say.
Would it be fair to say that Claudius was driving as we're leaving?
Well, Claudius
Be
is dual,
Charles.
but yeah, Charles
All right.
definitely is taking the wheel on this one.
But yes.
I guess I'll like lean forward to tell Charles something and then stop myself and go, hey, can you have him head to the stadium downtown?
Claudius is actively way too invested in a Rubik's Cube.
Hey, put that down.
Yeah.
Can you have him go to the stadium downtown? I'm going to be busy for a couple minutes.
Doesn't really
All
seem
right,
like
I'm
the
just going to
time
assume
for
you have
baseball,
that.
but-
And then
Yeah, and
nobody's
then-
playing baseball. It's kindred shit. And then he's gonna pull out his phone and tether it to his laptop and try to do some research on like if I was going to attack the Indian Stadium, how would I do?
You know, weirdly, there's at least 4 pages on Google that have that information readily available.
Yeah, I don't think he's Googling it exactly, but
but
I'm sure the Google Maps comes into play.
exactly, it definitely does. As you are searching through things, one thing that does sort of come up, obviously there is the different areas where the teams come out to go into their dugouts. There's also the 2 different entrances that are available to the public, as well as a area for their loading dock for different food for the different concession stands. But something you do realize is that there looks like it will be a Indians game that will be wrapping up here shortly. So there is, at least currently, probably some amount of people at the stadium.
Okay, then I'll shoot back to Eva. Probably going to be a lot of folks there. Security wise, blah blah blah, sight lines, blah blah blah, entrances. Probably a crap time for an ambush, but if there was going to be one, this is what it would look like. We can be there in whatever our ETA would be.
Yeah.
If that's going to be after the meeting, just tell me where you go.
Understood. And your ETA would line up as you're sort of, I would say, still available to look around and whatnot. You guys are definitely still, like, not purposely, but Derek is heading in the same direction you guys are from Terre Haute. So definitely it looks like it's probably would just be lining up just about the same time. It means you guys wouldn't be able to participate in any sort of planning of an ambush per se, as far as being there in a position. But you guys would be at least arriving the same time as Derek would be.
Oh yeah, no, I think as far as information transference is going, like he's basically like, hey, if somebody attacks Eva and she sees it coming, she's fine. So I just need to tell her where it might be coming from.
Exactly. Just give me the general degree and I will be able to dodge it. It's fine.
Right.
Celebrity. Thank you, Warren. I saw the head nod to go with it, so I appreciate you. Claudius, please go ahead and roll dexterity plus intelligence for me, please.
Dex plus intelligence.
Yes.
That seems like cheating.
Maybe. Eva, I know you had to step away for just a moment, but you did get a text message from Isaiah saying like, "Hey, this is if there's still people currently at the stadium. There is a wrapping up of an Indians game, but if there were going to be places for an ambush, here's where they would come from." And then also, Isaiah, you do notice there is the JW Marriott Hotel. It does have a rather open overview of the stadium next door.
Okay. So I guess I'll tell her like, hey, before you go out on the field, like look up there. Some pretty awesome sight lines down to the field. So if you are going to be somewhere open, make sure that you have at least checked there for something first.
I would text back, thanks for the heads up. Heart emoji.
Oh. Ooh.
Ooh. Also,
Wow,
3
guys.
successes.
3 successes. Wonderful.
Yes.
Tap back, thumbs up.
Dang.
Thumbs up for a heart. Brutal.
Disrespecting the Baron and emojis.
Clearly, he's just not that into you.
No,
Yeah.
he's heard what happened to the last love interest is all.
That was
Isaiah
funny.
is also pretty famously smooth, so
Yeah, true. As this small text and conversations happen, Claudius, you have completed your Rubik's Cube.
Yes. Just, ha! Take that small colored plastic cube. They said it was for geniuses. Clearly. Continues to kind of giggle to himself in the front seat there.
And if I recall, you had sent out some shadows
Correct.
last episode. Could you remind me who or what they were looking for in particular?
It was after. It was during the conversation with Derek, I believe. Or after the conversation as we were getting ready to leave.
I believe so.
Sent them. Was it to go? Oh, it was to follow Anson.
I
believe.
Indeed.
Am I making that up?
I think it was actually.
Right.
I think it was actually before you guys left the bar. I think you did that to go and get some information on Anson, and then you guys went to Derek.
Aha, yes.
I
was testing you.
Thank you for that. I appreciate it.
I got you.
You hear, and it startles you, Isaiah, as you guys are driving down the interstate, knocking on the window to your left.
I think that Isaiah recoils away from the window while looking in that direction.
Get
a shadow giving you the roll it down sign.
Did I know that you summoned the shadows? Because I'm trying to determine if the axe is coming out.
I don't believe so. I think this was all at a separate time.
All right.
Shadow.
So
hey, buddy.
I think that Isaiah is going to pull his axe out and try to push Claudius out of view.
Melodramatic sounds.
He's gonna like gesture, like I think we're under attack.
Oh no, that's one of mine. You little devious scamp, wrong window. Come here.
You hear like
And-
knock on your side of your window now, Claudius.
And I'll roll the window down just slightly, like just barely crack it.
Yeah, and even with it being dark in the car, you just see what almost looks like an abyss crawl on the ceiling and then get onto the seat and it sort of reattach itself to Claudius.
I sits there, eyes closed for a moment, just hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Hmm. Okay.
The entire time it is Anson ordering someone around and to bring them some food as drinks, drugs, and all sorts of favors are being handed around.
What in the hell was that?
Oh, it was giving me all the information that it came home with.
Okay, but like, what in the hell was that? And how did it get information?
Well, you see, sometimes I'm able to convince the shadows to be an extra set of eyes and ears for me in places that I would rather not be. In this instance, it was lots of a certain someone we're interested in being kind of a tool to somebody who was of some sort of indiscriminate nature. Lots of do this, do should rather be more a little kinder to those that work for you, if you're asking me. But neither here nor there, that is.
Isaiah hears this, starts processing it, takes a long look at Charles, and then
You,
goes, "Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Okay, cool. Um, got it. Thanks."
Of course. She like slowly look at Charles. Why do you like driving so slowly? Please. Increase the velocity of the vehicle, Charles.
you guys are now cruising at a solid 80 miles per hour.
Yes.
I guess I don't know much about turning people. This guy's being a dick to them. Is this maybe an asset?
In what regard?
I mean, this guy's a crappy boss. Maybe his employees wouldn't mind if it went away.
That was not an angle that I had previously thought of, so perhaps, yes. I think that's a good place to start.
Well, I guess we'll see what we can come up with. Who was it?
Trying to think of how the best way to describe this person. Slight, blonde, probably hasn't slept much recently. Actively looking like they have a drug problem. Should be very easy to pick out of a crowd.
All right. Well, I guess we'll again, we'll see what we come up with after this thing field. Maybe we can use.
Okay.
Hey, you any good with a gun? Or is Charles?
Good question. I hadn't thought to ask. Charles, are you aware of how a firearm functions?
In the using aspect or the intellectual property of how it functions?
Now I'm intrigued both.
Yes.
Charles is versed in the use of numerous means of firearm technology.
Cool. All right. Just there's a roof nearby, and if we can get Charles a long arm, maybe he could use it.
Are my arms not long enough, boss?
I think your arms are perfectly long. It's a weird thing to say.
Like a rifle.
Oh, yes. Why didn't you
No,
just say long arms? That's
never.
such a.
No, use it if you
Were
want.
you
Never mind. I'm
were you
done. I'm
body
done.
shaming Charles? That was my thought that you were aggressively body shaming my poor dear sweet Charles.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, goes back to his computer.
Charles, make a phone call and source a rifle for yourself. Wait, don't make that phone call. I don't know. I don't know who you know. Get a dirty one or something.
You want a clean gun?
I wouldn't say no.
I can order some polish too while we're at it.
Yes.
Okay. Is there anything you guys would like to prep as you guys are now roughly about 5 minutes out from the stadium?
Don't think so. I think pretty much everything that Claudius has is passives.
I guess I'll shoot a message to Eva and say, "Do you want us there or just nearby?"
I'll text back. Nearby is great.
Perfect.
Carter, are you going to be on the stadium with Eva?
Unless there's some smarter place for me to be. But yeah, I feel like being with her to watch her back would be a good idea.
Okay. Then I will ask the entirety of this table, is there any powers or anything you would like to activate as you guys begin to enter into position?
Yeah, obfuscate.
I will allow it. Of which variety?
I am at some point going to unseen passage.
Okay. A rouse check for me.
Number 3.
I love that for everyone involved. A
Can I give
hungry.
Eva her dice back?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure the meat with the Toreador is good to give some extra terrible dice to. uh,
And I will Oblivion Sight.
ooh.
As long as there's no people around, I don't think there's anything to worry about.
It's also sort of hard to tell. It still has the stadium lights are on, but Eva, you're able to see this as you look over to Carter for a brief moment, and their eyes go from their normal shade to completely black. I believe that is that a rouse check as well, Carter.
I believe it's been a minute, but I believe there's no check on it.
Okay, I believe there's still a. Is there a check for for the skill itself, or just no rouse check on it?
Yeah, I believe cost on it is none.
Okay.
Because it just lets you see in the dark, and then if there's ghosts that aren't trying to hide themselves.
Mm.
Um, but no, other than that, I'll just be looking around, but not trying to actively sense the unseen until we get to where we're going.
Wonderful. Okay. How long are you keeping that Oblivion power active, my friend?
I would say until I determine whether or not I need to be if where we're going to be is not in like pitch blackness,
Mm-hmm.
then there's no reason to have it up, and I would get rid of it.
Okay. Perfect. As you are sort of looking around, everything is pretty still well lit. for the most part. I believe everyone here is blushed up, so I think we're all set and good for that.
Hopefully it won't come up, but no, I'm not.
I love that for everyone involved.
I don't know, like, Claudius is. I just don't know how much good that does for Claudius.
That's fair. It's still not great, but there's a slight hue to the skin that wouldn't be there. Okay. Claudius and Isaiah, you guys are nearby, but how nearby do you want to be? Just standing right outside the gates, parked in a car?
I'd like to be able to see Eva from somewhere, but also he knows Toreador, right? So he would be trying to actually hide. Um,
Hide where you can be seeing but not being seen.
right.
Okay, perfect. Go ahead and roll obfuscate plus a dex for me, please.
Cool.
Carter, as you're sort of looking around, everywhere's, like I said, rather lit enough where nothing is pitch black, where you would feel like you would need it as of right now. But you could definitely understand that there's probably some places, if the lights were to be cut for any reason, would get to very, very dark very, very quickly, where your sight would definitely come in handy. But as you sort of scan around, you do not see do not see any sort of ghosts that are trying not to hide themselves. And also no one is seemingly trying to hide in the darkest of dark.
I'll drop it then, since no reason to keep it up if it's not going to do anything.
Perfect. And then you said you were going to swap that with a different power, or just wait for now?
If we, no, I'm just looking around.
Okay.
If we get to some place where we're standing and there's, no reason not to, I will do sense the unseen just to make sure that there's no, closet Nosferatu.
Okay. Go ahead and roll wits and awareness for me, please, as you're looking around. It looks like Isaiah got 4.
No. Two successes and 2 1s on my hunger dice.
Well, you got a whip power, right? With another 10. So you got a crit on those 2?
Was that first one a 10? Hey, 4. Okay, cool. Thank goodness. I didn't think the first one was a crit. So
No, you're good. You're good. So yeah. Okay. Carter, are you happy with that 2 on your wits and awareness, or would you like any additional?
For now, I'm okay with it.
Understood. Eva, is there anything you would like to prepare walking into the stadium?
Nope.
That terrifies me as a person, but thank you for that. Claudius, you're standing next to the car with Charles. Even though Charles is great with people, unable to source a firearm within 10 minutes, unfortunately enough.
He will be beaten profusely for this.
Probably. But you do see Isaiah sort of disappear from sight.
Curious. But none of my business. Go back to... gonna hand the Rubik's Cube to Charles and have him shuffle it so that I can start up on it again.
Okay. Are there any powers you would like to activate preparing for this meet?
I would like to send out a couple shadow servants.
Okay.
To pay attention so that Claudius doesn't have to.
How Claudius of you, please.
Yep, so Rip for hunger. That sucks. Okay. Awesome. So we're just gonna do the one shadow servant instead of the couple that I was thinking.
You sure?
Yeah.
Could be real fun.
Well, yes, but no.
It'll be a blast.
So yeah, gonna send that out with the instruction of listen to the meet and report back.
Wonderful. I'm glad I have this page open as well. Okay. And they don't have any stats to roll, correct? For like wits and
Not that
awareness?
I believe exist.
Perfect.
Unless it was like my wits and awareness.
Would you mind looking that up for me while we are preparing the scene?
Yes.
All right. A few moments later, a loud roar of a car parks right outside the stadium as 3 individuals begin to walk through the gate. One, a gentleman in a crimson suit, definitely looked out of place. A individual wearing sort of like a some jeans and like a Carhartt jacket. And another individual who begins to sort of walk and has a long sort of trench coat that they were wearing. All sort of walk by. And they begin to head down towards like the lower seating of the stadium before finally making this way to the middle of the baseball field.
The only role that's involved with it is Wits Oblivion versus DC 3 to avoid being in the light for a turn.
Okay.
But it can cling into someone else's shadow. So if it can, find anybody from the meeting and just jump in, hang out in their pocket kind of thing.
Of course.
Then to my understanding, it should be cool.
Love that for you.
The more I look into Shadow Servants, the scarier they are.
Welcome to Oblivion, my friend.
Oh, God.
This power is terrible, but also will consume your soul. All right. Eva and Carter and Isaiah can all see these 3 individuals make their way to Center Mound.
Just to be clear, Carter and I aren't on the field yet, right?
Correct. You guys are definitely still sort of around by the concession stands.
Okay. I would head down there, but also keeping in mind of Isaiah's hint of that tall building.
Okay.
So I would like to kind of see if anything looks funky over there.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll wits and awareness for me, please.
Don't fuck up, please.
Let it burn.
No.
Let it burn. Best you'll fail your inbound.
Do we have a DC?
You do indeed have a DC of 2.
Okay. Don't do anything bad. Okay.
Oh, that was almost a messy critical.
I don't want to do a willpower just to not get a 10.
Well, you do have 2 successes, which is enough to be able to see.
Yeah.
As you look up, you see that there is nothing on that rooftop.
I would head down towards the field. Even though I don't see anything right now, I would still want to make it that I'm always facing that tall building.
Okay, facing that would mean you're walking down the stairs backwards.
No, no. Like I'll go to the field, but like
Oh.
when I get to the field, like like
You're gonna
kind of
position
turn it around
yourself.
so that I'm. Yeah,
Understood.
yeah. I mean, I could walk down the stairs backwards. I'm sure she's talented enough to do that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you have cat-like, right?
Yeah.
See, easy.
I could walk down like the whatever those
The rail.
handbars. Yeah, the rails. There we go.
It'd be dexterous as one is. Perfect. Carter, I'm assuming you're descending the stairs with her towards this meeting as well.
Do you want me to, Eva?
I think I would feel more comfortable with you being there than not.
Then yes.
Cool.
I don't like these rules.
What do you mean? You guys go ahead and make it to the field. Either you begin to go ahead and position yourself around to make sure that you are facing said building.
I would hold out my hand and shake the guy in the red suit hand and be like, "Hey, I'm Eva."
Derek, nice to meet you. He goes and extends his hand out as well. Before turning it over and giving a kiss on the wrists. My Baron.
I would also do the same for the 2 other people who are with him.
They each give you a firm handshake before a slight nod towards you.
Thanks for meeting with me. Hopefully we're good here. I've never met anybody at this stadium before, so
Well, we are meeting on your territory after all.
yes, you're right, but sometimes that doesn't mean anything.
Where I come from, that's more accurate than I would like to see.
So you want to discuss business here? Pretty safe?
I think so. He looks around. And you see him reach into his jacket and pull out a small deck of cards and begin shuffling.
Nervous?
He looks in, begins to get next to you, Eva, as he's shuffling through these cards. Isaiah, at this point, Eva and Derek's back are to you, based off where your position. Do you have someone who is, I guess, the person you sent? Are they around by chance?
Yes, I'm sure they're somewhere around here.
Very good. There is someone near a gate. And I was wondering that I was making sure I didn't have to take care of business for you. Is this your card? And he pulls up a random card for you.
Oh, I thought this was a business meeting, not a joke place.
had to be sure. She just sort of smiles. You know, the art of deception goes a very long way, Baron. And I'm sure that you recall that I've helped your old friends when you guys needed it.
You'll have to be more specific on which old friends. I have quite a few.
He looks around. I think his name was Dimitri.
Yes. I think a lot of people helped him out.
Wonderful. And I do remember is when all of your group went belly up, as they say, and burned a lot of bridges here. I did make sure to keep their business going and helping you guys stay in the wind and not at home.
And I appreciate that very much.
Glad you appreciate the work that went into it. But I am under the understanding that you want a certain king removed from their throne.
Yes, I think that would be very beneficial for my side and myself. But I would also need that certain individual to be replaced.
I heard. And I heard there was a proposal for myself to sit at that chair.
Yes, that was a talk that came up.
And my next question is, Miss Hill. What if I then also walk too closely to the line that Anson has? Do I too get a stake in the back and a replacement sent before I'm gone?
Not necessarily. I would hope that you and I could talk things out. Anson and I cannot.
What
He
about
was
you
part
and
of this movement before I even came, and so he's stuck in his ways.
and is it the same to say about Fairfield?
You know Fairfield, I'm sure.
Unfortunately had the pleasure of meeting the brute himself, yes.
He's a different breed, if you know what I mean.
Most of you are. No offense.
I mean, yes, that's true. He can be swayed pretty easily.
So you believe you
I don't
have...
want to take over. I want us to all be able to communicate and to figure things out together. But when somebody is crossing that line and I can't trust them, it's not good for any of us.
I couldn't agree more. And while your actions certainly say, well, let me rephrase, your words say you do not want to take over. But for your actions to say that you have the ability to sway one and the want to remove another for someone of your choosing, I guess the apple doesn't fall too far from the tower now, does it?
And how you want to look at it. I've been under that tower. I know it's not the same.
Baron, and you and I have
But
both had a stint underneath the tower. And we both have chosen the life that we've chosen. I'm not here to shame or anything else of someone of your capacity and your title. Just wanted to let you know what the perceptive look may be for the outsiders looking in.
I could see that. But also, you don't know the conversations that I've had with Anson. I've tried, and it doesn't go anywhere. He says one thing, does another. I think if this worked out, you, Bearfield, myself, we could come up with agreements on what you think is important, what I think is important, and what Bearfield thinks is important. Anson won't even have that conversation. That's the difference.
And you see Derek sort of take a moment and close his eyes. Carter, can you go ahead and roll intelligence plus occult for me, please?
I theoretically can.
Your specialization will not be in play.
That's good. I wouldn't want it to be. Difficulty?
3.
I think I got it.
Whoa. My God.
Carter said, "To the moon." Jeez, that's I think the most successes that we've seen on this show, with Carter with 10 successes. That's illegal on 8 dice. I just want to say, no surge or anything.
It's 9 dice.
Is it? Oh, it is 9. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Right. Still, that's illegal. You are 100% sure that Derek has just put himself into a premonition.
All right. That's his business, I guess. But I will definitely be mindful of what else he might be doing.
Okay. A awkward few minutes go by where Derek opens his eyes, and you can see the eyes begin to, as he opens them, begin to roll back into place. Eva, I need your word that if something goes sideways between us, that we handle it like Ventru and not like Bruja.
I can't guarantee nothing will get smashed, but I can guarantee that I won't. Well, can't do that either. Yes, if I will try my best that's what would happen.
Am I close enough to whisper in Eva's ear?
You are indeed.
Dimitri's venture. Maybe get some clarification on what that means.
True. Since He hasn't been the greatest example. You're right. You're right. Yeah. Can I get back to you on that one?
Yes, and when you
Not
get back,
because I don't think it's a great offer. I'm just,
when you get
gotta
it back
clarify
to
things.
me, then you'll have your answer. And with that, the information that I can provide for you to take care of this business.
All right. Sounds good.
Do you need to send around, or do you need a night to deal with this pondering of this answer?
Um, I, I don't
Yes,
think it will
you.
take very long. Like, give us a couple hours.
Or I guess would Carter know in context what deal with this like adventure means to Derek?
Go ahead and roll wits and insight, DC 3. Jeez,
I think I got it.
your dice are insane tonight. Carter's here to play. See what happens when you put Carter into a diplomatic situation and not blowing things up.
You let Carter whisper in the ear of
Well,
the person making the decisions like he was designed to do, and it works.
Oh man,
Wild how your character works when it's played as designed.
that seems illegal and like it's cheating.
Weird. Just wait for the almost said Arcana. That's not the right one.
I mean, I guess there is something to be said about having greater than 100% success rate. Too.
Yeah, that's so true. um, it definitely could be there's probably some slight towards Dimitri in that statement, Carter. But you definitely get the sense that it's more of talking about dealing it like business people versus dealing it with it like angry people. As he seemed to use usually the clan that leads more versus the clan that doesn't typically lead.
Yeah.
Is what you get out of that insight.
Yeah. And so then if I could still provide counsel to Eva, it would be all I mean is I think just rather than leave it to interpretation, what handle it like a venture means, confirm that he means handle it like business people and not handle it with propane.
yeah, I'm kind of figured it was not really the Dimitri style of handling things, but see, the problem is I still can't like promise that 100%. I've seen things that I can do too. Not even when I don't want to do it. So do I
You
say
seem to
yes?
walk the line. I think you have to. If you want to be respected, you can't just be an animal. You see how people handle Fairfield.
Right. Well, and I guess that's kind of where I want to say like yes, but I can't promise that my blood won't boil sometimes. I don't know if that's fair enough or not.
It's as fair as someone from your curse can allow, and I think that is fair. We're all cursed in one way or another. Yours just is the pot bubbles a little faster than other people's.
Then I will keep it as civil and business-like as I can.
Then I will meet that with our discussions when heated will have protection there. They may not be seen, but I will tell you ahead of time that they will be there. As you can't always control when your outbursts happen. I could sneeze the wrong way and I could have a hole in my chest shortly after. Does that seem agreeable, Baron?
Yeah, I think so.
Great. So, you want this Anson to be removed. He's currently at a bar just down the street, the Patron Saint. He has this little ghoul, if you will, that does all his running around for them and is feeding, collects his herd. Of all of his ghouls, I think that's your best shot. And my colleague is currently doing some work with some hunters that I think could help take care of the business for you.
So we could set that part up with your colleague.
Yes, he's here currently with us listening.
Well, then let's give it a try.
Without reaching for a phone or anything, Jay, I think you could reach out to those hunters you've been working with on that wolf case from a while back. Yeah, I think so. As a bodiless voice erupts from just a few feet next to you. Or are you going to be the one to, as he looks back towards you two, reach out to this ghoul? You know, these hunters, they see us all as things to be exterminated. So while I do think that them going in and saving some ghouls would be beneficial, I don't know if they know the difference between one of us and one of our pets. Or if they do know the difference, is it enough to not just indiscriminately end things they don't understand?
I think I'd prefer not to have anybody who is close to me reach out to the school. I don't want it to come back. and bite me.
Then how about the one that's not part of your sect anymore? The one that is without a tower.
Are you referring to Dimitri?
Looks over to Carter. It's good to know that the Ventrue is no longer part of your group.
Didn't say that. I'm asking if you think that he's not a part of my group.
Of course, Baron. No, I was referring to Carter, is it? To be the one that makes this contact? I mean, I'm sure the other individuals in your domain wouldn't love to know that you're fraternizing with someone of the pyramid.
I'm sure I can come up with somebody.
Just seems like a good fall person if you needed one, is all I'm saying. No offense.
Oh, you're right.
Well, anyway, whoever I decide, when and where do you want this?
Can happen tonight if you're
Meet
really
up.
interested. This school, by an individual name, well, most of us call them Loverboy, but their mortal name is Riley.
And you say that they're close by that Patriot bar? Is that right?
The patron saint. But
Patron
yes.
Saint, thank you.
Um,
Sorry, I don't go to all these bars. I have my own.
I'm aware. Um, yeah, the patron saint. Anson and Riley are both there.
And okay.
I could, if you needed some time. I know you're trying to set it up with someone that maybe can't be tied to you. But if you needed some time, I could call Anson to get him away from the bar. We are one in the same rows.
Yeah, that might be helpful.
If that's the case, then I would like to make sure that you get this done quickly.
I would love nothing more.
Great, I'll make the call now.
Okay.
Anson will go ahead and step away and begin to call Anson. A few moments go by. All right, he's meeting me at that hotel to discuss some business. So you probably have about an hour. Riley's well, they're hard to miss. Just look for anyone who's snorting something, drinking something, or attached to someone. You'll find them.
Sounds good.
Great. All right. I will leave it to it. I have to go make up a concern.
All right. Hopefully, see you soon. I'm gonna head towards the stairwell we came down.
Understood. Let them leave. And he begins to head to the other stairwell. Okay. You guys have an hour.
Any thoughts, Carter, on do I just pick somebody random?
No, that's he's not wrong. Sending me does, if this all goes sideways, I don't lead back to you.
That's what I'm nervous about, though. That if it does go sideways, what it will do to you.
If it does go sideways, then I won't be here. But it won't go sideways. It's a piece of cake.
The only other thought I had was for maybe you call Benny up and he does a podcast interview with Riley. Well, that's what we say.
Do you trust Benny?
Hell no. But, I mean, you can't say no to a good podcast interview.
True.
But if you think that this could be pretty easy for you to get done without it going sideways, I'm not against it.
Convincing people I don't know is not my strong suit.
But it sounds like you might not need to convince this.
True. It may not be as hard as it may not be difficult.
It sounds like you offer them some drugs, they're on your side.
True. This is why I do blood bags.
Yes, I
Mortals are
understand
so
why
messy.
Yeah, yes. We've been over this a lot of times.
Yeah. Maybe run it by Isaiah, and then whatever you decide.
Yeah, and I mean, Dimitri could do it too. He's pretty convincing. If you feel like that would be better, and he can hold his own. I mean, he survived however long we've been apart, so doing who knows what.
Dimitri can be very convincing, but also very terrifying.
Yes, yeah. Well, yeah. Let's find Isaiah and let's see what he has to say. But we got to do this fast because it sounds like we don't have a lot of time.
In a second, I'll think about it and see if I can get an idea of how badly it's going to go.
How about let's stay positive? Let's see how good it might go.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
So yeah, I will also try to provoke a premonition once we're someplace that I don't have to be walking.
Sure. You go ahead and step outside the gates. You do see Claudia sort of standing by. Eva, you do notice that from your shadow, a portion of the shadow sort of separates from you and heads straight towards Claudia's center, like joins their shadow.
Oh. Dastardly. Oh, you stop.
Claudius. Oh,
Wow. That's what he said.
I could
Thank
give you
you.
the rundown, Claudius. Your shadows do not need to tell you everything.
Yes, but this is far more fun. 'Cause what if they lied and told me something terrible that you may have said or done? You would never know.
True.
I think
I mean,
Isaiah's
I'm
going
not.
to reappear and go, so I didn't have any of that, so what's the rundown?
You don't have shadows lurking with me?
Figured you wanted more space than
Appreciate it.
Noble.
Appreciate it.
Noble.
He's agreed with certain conditions. Nothing crazy though. But we need somebody to go in and convince a ghoul.
I guess why.
Is there a connection to Anson?
Okay. Do we have anyone we want this ghoul?
Well, he suggested Carter. I don't know if I really want anybody that I know to be going in, but I also want to be able to trust whoever it is.
I guess assuming that we talk to us at all. Thought he's gonna like make a head gesture towards the random people out in the city and be like, I thought we wanted some of them to do this for us.
But I yes, but I don't know if we could convince them pointing to the random people out there.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
I mean, we probably could, but without entailing why we need them.
Yeah. Yeah. Do we have any of them that we're hoping to lead to kind of glance at Claudius, our pizza monarch?
Better name.
I don't know. I don't really know how this this whole plan is gonna fall into place. I'm a little nervous by it all.
I guess out of character. I think he mentioned having some hunters, right?
Yeah. And I would have brought that up.
Cool. Well, I think, yeah. I mean, I see no reason not to go through with talking the person answer, but let me look into some of these hunters. Don't want the remedy to be worse than the cure or the disease.
The only problem is that we only have like an hour to do all this.
Well, shit. All right.
Yeah.
I guess let's get to it.
Carter, while they
Odd
are
type.
sort of talking real quick, sorry. While they're talking, you take this moment to go ahead and try to force a premonition. And your eyes sort of roll back, and your vision disappears from the streets and heads to a loud bar. You don't see faces or anything like that. It seems almost looks like there's just either a heavy fog or something blocking a lot of the information around you. But you do see an individual, really thin, blonde hair, at least a mad case of the jitters, talking to you. You see tears, you see anger, and almost like like the face is sort of glitching a little bit, where like it will glitch and then it'll show a different emotion on this individual that you're interviewing's face. Like it can't quite see or process whatever emotion they're covering before you're shunted back to your body.
All right.
Claudius, please continue.
Oh, no, I was just commenting a random comment about the actual moment itself. There was nothing special.
Okay.
So what is it we're telling this Riley person to get them on our side here?
That's a great question. I mean, considering probably how Anson treats all of his ghouls, I don't know if it will take much to convince someone to drop him. But I don't know how to convince them to drop him. I mean, I guess I could give a favor. I'm gonna look at Claudius. Claudius, how good are you at convincing people of things?
It depends on what it is I'm trying to convince.
Well,
This particular place has an excellent meatloaf? Absolutely not. I don't even understand the concept. Is it bread?
why would the topic be meatloaf?
Yes. You asked if I was capable of convincing someone, and I'm giving you a
I-
situation probably which I can't.
And meatloaf was the only thing that came to your mind?
It's bewildering and beautiful, the meatloaf.
Do you
You
eat
slice it
meatloaf
like-
anymore?
No.
Okay, good.
No, but you slice it. Like it would be some sort of... You
Like a loaf of
present
bread.
it, yeah, in a way that maybe like you consume it as a sandwich, but as like the conveyor for the there's a lot going on here at the moment. I was kind of in my own space. I do apologize. You need me to lie you need me to lie a little bit to somebody. I'm happy to give it a go.
Yeah, are you like good at convincing somebody to, betray their owner, if you want to say it that way?
No. Not at all. Absolutely not. Especially not in front of Charles. Don't want him getting any ideas or hearing me any sort of like pro-union speak as it is.
Would you need Charles with you when you're doing this?
It's like you do not know me at all. Of course. He's always within earshot.
Well, then that's a no.
I figure. If you wanted somebody to not be traced back to you, then perhaps maybe not somebody so eccentric, memorable, dastardly, deviously good looking. So Isaiah's out.
I mean, memorable. Yeah, I was good up till then.
Oh, you sell yourself short. Look at you, handsome. Like an Adonis with a skin condition.
So, on, on thinking about it, I think this doesn't need to be complicated. We're not trying to be behind all of this, right? We just want to nudge this person into space to let people do what they're going to do anyway, right?
Right.
From what I gather.
So really, we just need to find a way to get this Riley person introduced to the people that are going to solve the problem.
Drop a phone number, perhaps?
Do we have the phone number?
Spitballing ideas.
Oh, it's a good idea. Thank you, Clark.
I
Phone
mean,
number for who? Anybody? I mean, I have phone numbers for people.
For somebody who's going to be able to accomplish the job, you introduce the nebulous one to the one who's more grounded and capable of doing the deed.
Yeah, I don't think I have those phone numbers.
What, do you not carry the yellow pages of hunters in your pocket?
No, but I'm
Look.
assuming you do then.
No, I don't even work my own phone.
Good point.
depending on how Dimitri they are, their phone will probably get. But if they're burning numbers every 3 days, then maybe not.
Well, then maybe Isaiah, you're techie. Um, is it enough to get this Riley character to spread what they know, some hints, um, on the computer or something, and the
I mean,
hunters will pick up the trail?
we don't super need Riley for that, right? Like, know a fair bit about Kindred. Yeah, the trick is not so much getting enough out there that somebody could find the Baron. The trick is not getting enough out there that everyone, like, we don't want SI this up, right? So
Definitely not. So just out of character, what do we know that Riley knows that's going to make Riley useful in a vacuum right now?
What they look like and who they're attached to. That's kind of what I know.
So we have a vague sense of there's hunters around, yes, and we want Riley knows where Anson's going to be. So Riley, if we can get Riley in contact with the hunters, then problem is going to resolve itself because Riley's the inside person, right?
That makes sense.
But do we have any idea of how to get Riley in front of the hunters? That seems like what the purpose of this meeting is, right?
That
Right.
makes sense. Well,
there's
Derek did just have somebody
community
go.
first. Ex-military. This woman looks like she's like a security specialist. So computer. She should be able to find shit that SI can't. So I think I could leave her enough to put her on the.
Then we just need Riley to be able to meet up with Anson, and then you can connect the dots with the security person.
Yeah.
Do we even need? We just need to put a bug in this Riley character's ear. The idea that there's a better life and that they should help out some folks then, right?
Very altruistic, share what you know. If you can't save yourself, save others kind of approach. Very macabre and kind of more devious than I put past you. Andrew.
No problem, Clark. Clarkius? What was it again?
You know damn well what my name is. Don't make me make my ghoul fight you.
Your ghoul Cameron.
Perhaps the next motto will be Cameron. Perhaps you're just being mean to me and I don't like it.
Well, it sounds like this. Maybe we can appeal to Riley's vanity, right? If they're part of this scene and everyone calls them Lover Boy, then maybe they're dying to talk about what they know.
Worth a shot. Without being too cagey, I really don't see what the downside could be. If anything, a more rambunctious type of ghoul is then put down for having its own thoughts for a moment. No harm, no foul.
Putting down ghouls can lead to some complications.
Right, but I mean, the tool's no longer useful.
Okay, so what if Carter, if you don't mind, you convince Riley, get Anson to go somewhere, talk about their old lifestyle. Isaiah puts a bug in the hunter's ears, well, through, technology. And hopefully it all plays out. That's I think the cleanest that it's gonna come out.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Then yeah, I think let's keep it easy. Isaiah, if you can get the people that can handle the problem on to Riley, and we can get Riley involved and interested in spilling the beans. We can just trust that they can handle things, and then nobody can accuse any of us of doing anything other than suggesting a meeting might be interesting.
Perfect.
Does anyone have any drugs?
You seem so clean cut and sober. This did not seem like the time to get into
For
such
the
sort of-
ghoul, Claudius, for the
Oh,
ghoul.
yes. Sure. It's always for the ghoul.
For me?
Wink. No, not for you.
Oh.
You can have some too.
Please do not promise him things that I do not let him have. Bad for his eyesight. The last thing I need is a blind Charles.
Yeah, that's the worst. Okay, let's just.
Can be.
I guess
Tomfoolery.
if Charles ends up with any, do we need to worry about it being anything Charles could handle on his stomach. Like, does Charles get food?
Charles, you eat, don't you?
Yes,
I
at least
figured
once
as
a
much.
day.
Ah, yes. Balanced moral diet. One disgustingly big meal a day. We call it snake meal.
That's awful.
We eat one time a day. It's massive. Way too many calories, and then he doesn't eat for 2 or 3 days at a time. Maybe I'm the problem.
Claudius, you take a stand.
Deserved.
Claudius briefly remembers their humanity, takes a stand.
You hate to see it.
Claudius becomes self-aware and just spirals into humanity loss.
You thought it was the oblivion that was going to get Claudius. No, it's just the memory.
There's echoes of laughter. I used to be happy.
Shadows pours from your tear ducts.
Wow.
All right.
It's fine. I'll just give the money. It's fine. We don't need drugs.
It's true.
Money
Right.
is the next best thing to drugs. So they can buy their own.
You guys go ahead and begin to hatch this plan. Who is going to be the one to go and meet this Riley?
My vote's on Carter.
Out of
Unfortunately,
character, I would be Claudius, but I think Carter is who Isaiah would pick also.
yeah. Likewise, out of character, Claudius. In character, Carter thinks it's got to be him. He's done the premonition.
Hmm.
Out of character, Claudius would be hilarious. In character, he'd fuck it up. He'd find a way.
All right.
To the patron saint.
Indeed. As you begin to head that way, Carter, are there any powers or anything you would like to activate prior to walking into the front door?
No, this feels like I should play it cool and not go in all powered up.
I like it.
Dork.
I have to put on my going out hoodie.
Yeah.
You have assorted hoodies for going out. I have
Oh,
different
shit.
I have different cloaks of different thicknesses and materials for the different types of year. It's
Yeah, no, you can't wear a hot one in the summer. Yeah, no, it makes sense.
Yes. Uncomfortable. Never thought that you'd
Carter
miss
and
sweating
Claudius are going to
until
bond
more.
now.
This is what happens. Carter's just a version of Claudius that met the tower, okay?
That's some sort of socialization.
Well, hoodies and cloaks.
It's
you
more
know.
into books than Charles is.
True. Charlie, if you will.
Charlie.
Charles's.
Yes.
It's a
actually like-
Charlie.
It's actually just like, the same version. It's just Charles is the plural and singular version of Charles.
Let's just go with Chuck's.
I like it. So you head into the patron saint. Rather relaxed bar. Nothing too crazy, but there is a VIP section where you do see the individual who had you had seen in the premonition sitting in the exact same spot. And the seat where you were sitting in the premonition is open. You just gotta get into VIP.
Is there someone standing there guarding the VIP?
There is indeed a single person built larger than Charles standing and guarding the VIP.
a small Charles. Don't know why you have to compare sizes.
Could I have gone into the bar as well, just like a few minutes after Carter did?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Are you trying to obfuscate yourself in any sort of capacity, or just walk in?
Just walk in. I'll go sit at the bar. Like I'm just like casually there.
Okay.
Right. I'm gonna go with the not proud version of just saying I've heard that there's a lover boy I need to meet.
What an opening line. Damn.
The
Carter's
Carter
read a lot of books.
just
Makes you think that you're cool enough to play to my pride. Damn it, it worked.
it's not
I
the
assume
fact
it's not the first time,
exactly. It's not the fact that Carter's amount of books changed since Ashley has joined. It's just the kind of books that Carter reads now.
Aggressive romance novels.
Exactly.
I'm not proud of it, but yeah, absolutely.
Charisma plus persuasion, please. With a +2 dice.
Any particular difficulty?
2. Eva, please roll wits and awareness for me, please. DC 2. Ooh. All right. Go ahead.
Carter's a little surprised that worked.
Eva, there is a couple of individuals throughout the bar who have made a mental note that you're able to tell that you have arrived.
I'll
Carter?
just act like I don't know that it's, not a big deal type of thing.
Okay. Carter, you go ahead and sit down. You're now standing in front of Riley, who has an individual around their arms and definitely seem to be jittery.
Can I tell if that individual is mortal or ghoul or,
Just by looking, I don't know.
well, am I close enough to smell them? Bloodhound.
Yeah. They do have. Is there a DC to go with that, or you're just able to tell?
Yes, no, there is.
And who are you trying to smell?
Fair. Well, I expect that I've been accurately informed that Riley is a ghoul, so I'm
Yes.
more concerned about the person they're with.
Fair. Smelling's gonna cost you. Looking's for free. Is all I'm saying.
I like this less and less. Ooh, do I want to willpower it? Yeah, why not?
Yes. Womp womp.
Nope, can't tell.
You are unable to tell. The amount of sweat, alcohol, and perfume/cologne that is filling this area is already making you queasy as is. through your blushed senses, but nonetheless unable to tell whether or not this individual they're with is also ghoul, kindred, or mortile.
Fair enough. Well, if I've got Riley's attention, I will do a little wave and say, "Are you Riley?"
Riley, you are deeply enamored in this conversation of lust, as it were. Before a name that usually isn't used in this scene is used. And it's coming from an individual just wearing a sweatshirt sitting across from you.
Riley stops and kind of looks in your direction, sizes you up real quick, and goes, "Never heard of him." It goes back to like deep into the conversation that they were aggressively and overly flirting.
My mistake, lover boy.
Stay here. They say to who they're in the conversation with. They spin around and stand up. Can I help you?
Just heard so many things. You seem like an interesting person to get to know. I'm new in town.
New in town and you're here. All right. Well, that tells me one of two things about you, and I think I can accommodate either one. So, you have my attention.
I appreciate it. It's from what I've heard, that's it's a valuable commodity. So again, I definitely appreciate it. Uh, and I'll be honest, I've got some friends I'd like you to meet. I think you might enjoy their company, and they might enjoy yours. The relationship might be mutually beneficial.
Oh. Well, not really in the business of meeting new people at the moment. As far as, going somewhere to meet someone new. Usually they come to me. That's part of the shtick.
That could certainly be arranged. Is there some place other than here that you frequent?
Kind of. He like a little bit of here, a little bit of there. Guess if you were recommended, you should probably know. Metaphorically and literally kept on a pretty short leash. So,
Well, we can see what we can do about lengthening the leash for an evening.
all right, now I'm confused. Are you hitting on me? Are you trying to buy something?
Is that ever just one thing?
No, it's really not. So, I could be interested. Uh, How's this work? Do you give me their info? Do we just set up a time? Is there a what? Is there a finder's fee? This is all kind of weird. I figured we'd get some details and then set some ground rules.
Whatever makes you most comfortable. But yeah, if you set a time, then at a time and a place, I can have them arrive. Get you a little finder's fee, certainly. And I think if it works well, though, you'll find that they might be able to extend that leash on a more permanent basis and give you a little more freedom to pursue whatever it is you desire.
Now, Mr. Whatever your name is, got a pretty good nose for bullshit, and when things are a little too good to be true, that's usually when the bullshit tends to show up. So I would say for your sake, let's hope that you're real. Let's do kind of like, looks like they're like either doing mental math or something similar. We could do if schedules stay the same that they usually are. Tomorrow night here, 9:30. We'll conduct the interview and see if see if there is type.
Out of character. I don't have any reason to say that's not going to work, right?
Correct.
I think that's agreeable.
All right. Then it's a date.
It is. Thank you. I'm sorry to have interrupted what surely is going to be a wonderful evening.
Oh, if you've had one evening like this, you've had them all. Really just killing time. I didn't get your
Okay.
name. You have mine, and that makes me a little uncomfortable.
James.
James. Cool. Great to meet you, James. Are you a frequent flyer on this side of the 12 o'clock?
Seems like business might be bringing me this way more, but as of yet, no, I've not been.
All right. Well, just make sure that make sure you greet the right people on the way through the door to, avoid any misunderstandings or anything like that. Next time you come through, that guy at the door, just tell him you're here to see me. I'll make sure you get in. I can bring you back or whatever it is. Looks like you had no problem getting in this time, but just in case.
I appreciate that.
Absolutely. So I'm going to step back this way. Stick around. Enjoy your night. If you need something, let me know. Hospitality is my business after all, so.
Thank you.
Yeah. Like with a. Oh, it seems very fluid and maybe overly rehearsed. It's kind of like a. It's like a spin move to like leave the conversation. It's very fluid, very like kind of casual, but over like, what? Why did you do that?
You practiced that in the mirror many times.
Oh, you can't prove it. And then, almost like the conversation never happened, they are just right back in talking to the person they were talking to previously.
Okay. Well, Carter, the information is in place.
Carter will stay for a few minutes to be not incredibly obvious, but feeling like all of his social skills have been tapped for the evening, he will get out of there as soon as is reasonable.
Good old Irish goodbye.
Mm-hmm. Eva, as you're walking through, or as you're sitting and watching, I should say, excuse me, and Carter's in the process of leaving. A couple people stand up for a moment and then look towards you, look back, and sit back down again, as they can also sort of see that you've been keeping your eye on whoever just is now leaving after talking to.
Do I recognize them?
Not anyone that's of name, but you've seen them
Okay.
around your territory before.
I would get up and as the bartender by, I would just ask, like, hey, where's your bathroom?
Yeah, right over there, man.
Thanks. I'll get up, go to the bathroom, never come back.
with all this being completed, Isaiah, you're in the process of making this data trail. If you want to sort of give a small description of what your data trail is looking like.
Yeah, so he is going to take the information about the meeting and turn that into signs that there have been people who have gone missing around the patron saint, into information that somebody who knows more than they're letting on, looking an awful lot like Riley, frequently being able to be seen in that area, um, and is going to share some information. So as he does some digging and finds some connections, he's going to share some information, um, in a attempting to be casual and definitely not coming across as casual way, with Meg, about Riley, and Riley's involvement with Baron.
Understood. So throwing Meg underneath the bus a little bit and making sure that this sort of sits properly.
Yeah, maybe not on purpose.
Yeah, of course. Definitely not, as your sort of eyes sort of roll back a little bit and you can see the hunger of the beast take over on this laptop as you're furiously typing. But nonetheless, dropping the name that has some sort of connection with Morgan will definitely pique the interest to dive in a little deeper. And with that, we go ahead and fast forward a few nights, where a group of hunters stumble upon some information, finding this Pizza King's a vampire in his lair, as it were. And this group of hunters, using the information laid out before them as pawns in this game of chess that we see tonight. They find Riley and save Riley and kill Baron Anson. After laying low for some time, a new Baron rises up, taking over the spot. As Baron Brink now takes the field. And the three Barons, Hill, Fairfield, and Brink, now run Indianapolis. And that's where we will go ahead and wrap up our VTM mini chronicle and also tie it nicely back into our Hunter chronicle that we did. Starting next week on January 7th, we will be seeing some familiar faces as we go ahead and start with our brand new Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle, Indy by Night, Blurred Lines. So thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out this evening, and I hope to see you guys next week when we start a brand new show with mostly our same cast. And we see what sort of horribleness the World of Darkness brings us next week. Thank you guys, and have a wonderful night.
Bye.
Bye. I
Bye.
died.